Disney's new Lightning Lane Multipass has officially gone live, so we're diving in head first and using the new system inside the Disney World parks so you can see how it works before you need to use it too. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. Now, we just got the chance to use Disney's newest Lightning Lane service, Multipass and Single Pass, inside Disney World. So we're ready to finally settle the biggest mysteries that have been swarming these services since their announcements. Quick roadmap for everybody first. I'm going to do a speedy recap of what this new service looks like, and then I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide for how you can add this to your trip. Then I'm going to dive into answering the questions from you directly that you've given us on our social, as well as in the YouTube comments. Hopefully we answer your Lightning Lane question today, but if we didn't, keep in mind that we're still working on learning everything we can about this new service, and we'll be sure to give you more Lightning Lane updates as we come up with more discoveries. We've got more videos on the way. So first big question, what exactly changed? Maybe a better question here is what hasn't? Even though Genie Plus is out and Multipass is in, Lightning Lanes are still alive and well in the parks, and they're still going to cost you extra to use. But now they're going to work a little bit differently. The biggest change with this new Multipass system is that you can pre-book your Lightning Lanes before you arrive in Disney World, instead of having to book them one at a time on the day of your visit. Lightning Lane Multipass still has the same concept as Genie Plus, where you'll pay one price to access the line bypassing opportunities for a lot of different rides across the parks. But now you can make up to 3 selections before you even arrive in Disney World. For those staying at a Disney-owned hotel, you can make these at 7 a.m. Eastern up to 7 days in advance of your check-in day for your entire stay, up to 14 days, while all other guests will be able to purchase and select the first 3 Lightning Lane Multi-Passes 3 days in advance, starting at 7 a.m. Eastern. Once you're in the park, you can make another selection once you've used up one Lightning Lane that you've pre-booked. But I'm not going to get ahead of myself too much here. We're going to ease into all of this nice and steady. Now, you also still have those separate fee Lightning Lanes that only grant you access to skip the line for the park's most popular attractions. Before, this was called individual Lightning Lanes, but now Disney simply refers to it as Single Pass. Single Pass pre-selections do not count as part of your 3 Multi-Pass pre-selections, so you can still purchase up to 2 Single Pass Lightning Lanes, and it won't impact the Lightning Lane slots for your Multi-Pass purchase. And, much like how Genie Plus and individual Lightning Lanes were before, you have the freedom to pick and choose what Lightning Lane systems you purchase for each park day. You can purchase just Multipass, you can purchase just Single Pass, you can purchase both, or you could also purchase neither and stick with strictly the regular queues to help save you money during your vacation. I know me saying all of this is one thing, but actually remembering everything we talk about today is another thing entirely. And that's why the DFB team and I have created a free digital download guide that details everything you need to know about Multipass and Single Pass before you go. Just scan the QR code you see on the screen now, or head over to disneyfoodblog.com/multipass after this, and we'll get that guide sent straight to your inbox ASAP. Okay, so if you're ready to start booking Lightning Lanes, here's what you need to do. First, open the My Disney Experience app and head over to today's plans. From there, access the tip board section. This might look familiar if you purchased Genie Plus during your previous Disney trips, because so far, it's exactly the same. From there, you can tap Purchase Lightning Lane Passes near the top of the screen and select your date. A list of parks is going to appear. Choose the first park you plan to start your day in. Each park has a drop-down menu with the prices of Lightning Lane Multi-Pass and Lightning Lane Single Pass, which I'll talk more about in just a second. Remember, with this new system, you can purchase both those pay-per-ride attractions like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and Tron Light Cycle Run in Magic Kingdom, and Lightning Lane Multi-Pass at the same time. Whenever you're eligible to start making selections, you'll have 5 minutes to check out without losing your selections. Disney's going to keep track of that 5-minute countdown for you with a notification at the top of your screen. Now, here's something we really like about this new service. After you choose the first 3 attractions you plan to ride, you can modify the return times in the review details section, meaning you should be able to choose return times for all your pre-selected Lightning Lanes to work around any dining plans you might already have scheduled for the day. Overall, the process is pretty smooth and user-friendly. Disney walks you through each step, so all you need to do is read what's on the screen carefully. Now, before you start choosing your top 3 Lightning Lanes before your trip begins, you gotta familiarize yourself with the new tier system, or should I say returning tiered system for those of you who use FastPass Plus back in the good old days. For Magic Kingdom, Epcot, and Hollywood Studios, your 3 advanced Lightning Lane selections will be broken up into 2 tiers. You can choose 1 experience from the higher tiered group and 2 from the lower tiered group, or all 3 from the lower tiered group. Tiers do not apply at Disney's Animal Kingdom due to its limited number of attractions. So let's say I'm booking my 3 lightning lanes for Magic Kingdom. In the top tier for this park, you can pre-select one of the following rides: Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Jungle Cruise, Peter Pan's Flight, Space Mountain, and Tiana's Bayou Adventure. In the second tier, you can pre-select 2 or all 3 of the following rides: Barnstormer, Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin, Dumbo the Flying Elephant, Haunted Mansion, It's a Small World, Mad Tea Party, The Magic Carpets of Aladdin, The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, Mickey's PhilharMagic, Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, Pirates of the Caribbean, Tomorrowland Speedway, and Under the Sea Journey of the Little Mermaid. Okay, so let's go ahead and choose Tiana's Bayou Adventure for our top tier ride, obviously, and then Pirates of the Caribbean and Haunted Mansion for our second tier rides. Pretty solid lineup. Now here's where things get really interesting. After you scan in for your first lightning lane of the day, you'll be able to select a 4th lightning lane immediately after. But what if my first lightning lane is Haunted Mansion from the second tier of options? Does that mean I still have to select another second tier when I go book my 4th lightning lane? Nope. Once you're inside the parks, all those tiers go away. So every ride that still has lightning lane availability is free game. That means if you scan in for, say, Haunted Mansion, you could technically book a Big Thunder Mountain Railroad lightning lane directly after that if there's still lightning lane availability for it. So what does pricing look like so far? All right, how much are these newfangled lightning lanes going to set you back? Honestly, pricing looks about the same as before. Here's what pricing looked like for multi-passes. So just like we're already used to, Animal Kingdom's prices are cheapest, Magic Kingdom's are highest, and Epcot and Hollywood Studios are somewhere smack dab in the middle. Note though that you don't have an option to buy all parks. You just book your first park that you're going to go into, that you're going to choose your lightning lanes for before you get to the park. And then once you scan into that park, you can start booking lightning lanes for any other park as long as you have a park hopper, an annual pass, or some other ticket that lets you hop between parks. Currently, you can see lightning lane pricing out until the middle of August. But on average, it looks like prices for lightning lanes seem to range from $25 to $29 on the high side and $16 to $18 on the low side. Meanwhile, here's what single pass lightning lane prices looked like on the 24th. Again, nothing too unexpected here. Prices will more than likely increase for lightning lanes as we get closer to the Christmas season, but we'll let you know if that's for sure going to be the case once we see those end of year prices listed later on. So I just alluded to it briefly, but let's dig into park hopping. How does this new system work with park hopping? This is probably our most frequently asked question across all of our social media. How do multi-passes work if you're going to be jumping between parks? With Genie Plus, you used to have a multi-park option for lightning lanes, but it seems like that multi-park option is gone. So what happens now? When you're pre-selecting your lightning lanes, you'll need to initially choose them for the park you're planning on starting your day in. So it's kind of like a sneaky park pass reservation situation without it being a flat-out park pass reservation. But anyway, this doesn't mean park hopping guests are stuck with only booking lightning lanes for one single park. After you scan into your first lightning lane of the day, not only do the ride tiers go away, but you'll also have the freedom to book lightning lanes for any of the other parks, just as long as you have the park hopper add-on applied to your ticket. So let's say I'm starting off my day in Animal Kingdom, but I plan on park hopping to Magic Kingdom later on. If I scan into my first lightning lane of the day, which let's say for funsies is Na'vi River Journey, I can immediately go and book a lightning lane for maybe Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin or The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh or some other Magic Kingdom ride I want to prioritize. Not only that, but after you scan into your first ride at your first park, you'll also have the option to modify your other 2 pre-selected lightning lanes if you want. For example, if your next 2 lightning lanes for Animal Kingdom are Expedition Everest and Kilimanjaro Safaris, but the wait times for both of those attractions don't seem too long, you can modify those for lightning lanes and make them into Magic Kingdom lightning lanes instead. Just keep in mind that the availability for Magic Kingdom lightning lanes might be more limited, since those who are starting their day off in MK will have first dibs at all the lightning lane pickings in that park. That being said, this is also an opportunity to pay less for your Magic Kingdom lightning lanes, because when you start your day off in Animal Kingdom, you'll only have to pay for the Animal Kingdom lightning lane price, even if you're going to be snagging Magic Kingdom or any other park lightning lanes later on. Now, let me clarify a point I just made when I said that the people starting their day off in Magic Kingdom have first dibs at those lightning lanes. I mean when they're booking 3 to 7 days in advance, they're going to have the first shot at those lightning lanes because they purchased Magic Kingdom for their first park. Hopefully that makes sense. So what do the pickings look like once you're actually inside the parks? What lightning lanes are still available? Is there a good amount for you to choose from, or are you going to be left with the scraps? This is where the whole park hopping strategy could trip you up if you're not careful. On the first day we used this new system, we were shocked at how quickly some of the lightning lanes for popular rides at Magic Kingdom got snatched up. By around 10 a.m., the only available return times for Haunted Mansion, for example, were 6:25 p.m. or later, and then they were gone altogether. By around 1 p.m., most of the good lightning lane multi-pass options were unavailable on the first day. However, we did notice in Hollywood Studios that even later in the day, more options started popping up in the lightning lane list again. Around 3:55 p.m., we got a Tower of Terror lightning lane for 4:10 p.m. This might be a more frequent phenomenon across the parks as people make changes on the fly during their day. So if you're not finding the lightning lane you're looking for right away, just refreshing the page might give you a whole new world of options that you're not seeing currently. For example, we got a notice that Tiana's Bayou Adventure was sold out for the day within seconds of us hopping onto the page. However, when we refreshed the page within that first 5 minutes, some later time slots suddenly became available. This is absolutely what we used to do all the time with FastPass Plus, and it's looking like it's happening again. So refreshing the page can be super duper helpful, but be careful not to refresh too many times for one ride, or you might miss out on something else you might want. So, can you modify lightning lane selections before your visit? In short, yes. If you book your lightning lanes for one park, but then decide later on you'd like to visit a different park on that day instead, your plans can still be modified. Nothing is cemented until the day of your visit when you scan your park ticket. To make those lightning lane modifications, just open your My Disney Experience app and tap on the lightning lane pass option featured via your home screen. From there, you should be given the option to modify your selections. Remember that these modifications are subject to availability and price differences may be involved if you're switching days and/or parks. So how does the new system work for international travelers? Well, it's nice to have 3 pre-selected lightning lanes in your back pocket before entering the parks, but if you're traveling from overseas, that benefit's gonna work differently. According to the Disney World website, the only guests who can take advantage of the multi-single pass pre-planning service at this time are the ones currently in the US or Canada. Now, if you're traveling from overseas, this doesn't mean that you're not going to be able to use lightning lanes whatsoever. Overseas guests will still be able to pre-book once their feet are planted on US soil. So if you're staying at a Disney-owned resort and you get there early, you can still book lightning lanes in advance for up to 14 days of your trip. And if you're staying in a non-Disney hotel, you'll still be able to make lightning lanes 3 days out, or whenever it is that you arrive, as long as it's 3 days or fewer. Now, big question here, can you still stack lightning lanes? Well, back in the Genie Plus days, which was so very, very long ago, you could maximize your Genie Plus purchase by stacking lightning lanes throughout the day. While you could only make one lightning lane selection at a time, you could book another lightning lane 2 hours after you made your last selection, even if you hadn't had the chance to use that selection yet. So for example, if at 10 a.m. I booked a Slinky Dog Dash lightning lane with a return time between 4 and 5 p.m., then I could still book another lightning lane at 12 p.m. for something else. So is that still the case for MultiPass? Nope. Not at all. The important thing to remember with the MultiPass is that you can hold up to 3 MultiPass selections at all times, but that's going to be your limit. So once you use a MultiPass, you can choose another MultiPass. Short and simple. Do select character meet and greets still use lightning lanes? Now here's a rather bizarre issue we ran across on MultiPass launch day. At midnight on July 24th, the list of available attractions with MultiPass lightning lanes popped up in the My Disney Experience app. And at that time, select character meet and greets as well as the Festival of Fantasy Parade VIP viewing were included in this lightning lane lineup, just like they had been with Genie Plus. However, right at 7 a.m., those offerings completely disappeared. A representative from Disney confirmed that meet and greets and the Festival of Fantasy Parade are not currently included with the new Lightning Lane MultiPass system, which is a massive change from the old Genie Plus system, and even the old FastPass system. This means that even at stationary meet and greet areas like Mickey Mouse and Town Square Theater or the Princesses at Princess Fairy Tale Hall in Magic Kingdom, where there is a clear Lightning Lane queue advertised right outside the building, you will not be able to book Lightning Lanes for them beforehand or on the day of your visit. When we spoke to cast members about this in the parks, they said that those Lightning Lane queues were still being used for disability access service at this time, but not for actual Lightning Lane access. It's possible that Disney will change this in the future. After all, Disney often switched the rules and regulations for Genie Plus, so it wouldn't surprise us in the slightest if we saw tweaks and adjustments happen for MultiPass too. But either way, we'll be on the lookout to see if those Lightning Lanes are added later on, or if that option goes away permanently. Alright, so will free photos still be included? Time for some good news. Back in 2023, Genie Plus introduced a new feature to go along with your Genie Plus purchase. Not only could you select lightning lanes all day long, but you could also get complimentary downloads of all the on-ride photos and videos taken of your group that day. And that's still the case with MultiPass too. Now, just as a reminder, this does not include the PhotoPass pictures you'll have taken of your group captured by PhotoPass photographers in front of iconic sections of the parks like Cinderella Castle or the Tree of Life, etc. But you can get free photo and video downloads from the following rides. In Magic Kingdom, photo ops are featured in Tron Light Cycle Run, Tiana's Bayou Adventure, Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin, Haunted Mansion, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Pirates of the Caribbean, and Space Mountain. In Epcot, you can get free downloads from Frozen Ever After and Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. At Hollywood Studios, there's photo ops in Rock and Roller Coaster, Tower of Terror, and Slinky Dog. And in Animal Kingdom, you've got PhotoPass options in Dinosaur and Expedition Everest. So do Good Neighbor hotels also have the 7-day advantage? When it comes to Disney hotel benefits like early theme park entry, for instance, some hotels that partner with Disney will give their guests similar Disney hotel guest benefits. But when it comes to that MultiPass 7-day booking window, for the most part, that's strictly going to be Disney-owned hotels that have that perk. The only exceptions for this will be the Walt Disney World Swan and Dolphin hotels, the Swan Reserve, and the Shades of Green Resort, which, yes, will still give guests that 7-day booking window benefit. Now, what if this is all too overwhelming? I get it. Juggling all this new information right before your Disney World vacation is a lot to handle on your own, and it's especially daunting if you're going to the parks for the first time ever. I feel this deeply. Luckily, there are some really cool people out there who want to help you plan your entire Disney World trip for free, MultiPass and all. We always recommend the travel agents over at Small World Vacations. Those agents have helped plan 250,000 Disney vacations over the last 25 years, and they've been working alongside us to learn all about the newest Lightning Lane updates too. So not only can they give you one-on-one advice when it comes to multi and single passes, but they can also help you as you book them. You can reach out for a free quote, and we'll link the Small World Vacations page down in the description for you. So hopefully this video helped you understand multi-pass and single pass Lightning Lanes, at least for a start. But please don't hesitate to reach out if you have more questions before your big Disney World vacation. I know they're out there. We've already heard a bunch of them, and we're working on more videos that answer all of those. And remember, we've got a free MultiPass guide now available at disneyfoodblog.com/multipass. It's going to help you not only learn more about the new service, but also provide you with some really good tips and tricks that we've learned just during our first couple of days here that make this purchase more worthwhile during your visit. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.